Sure. Here's a rewritten and rephrased version of the article that keeps the key points and tone, but tightens the language, improves clarity, and polishes the structure while maintaining its biting, satirical edge. When hypocrisy costs you your 401k, you'd think a political party that spent an entire year pretending to care about 10-cent swings in egg prices might show a shred of self-awareness when defending an economic collapse of their own making. But no, here we are, facing market downturns, tanking 401ks, and price hikes across the board, while the usual suspects pretend it's all fine. Today alone, the market took a beating. The S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow all dropped, with tech stocks getting crushed, down 10% on the Nasdaq. That's not a little dip. That's real damage. But Fox News personalities like Will Cain are busy parsing the meaning of the word down on national TV, as though the public needs a kindergarten economics lesson. Down means not up. Money go bye-bye. I'm not here to mock someone's resume, though landing a gig at a network that had to pay nearly $1 billion for knowingly lying to its viewers isn't exactly a gold star. But when you're nitpicking basic definitions on air, you're not exactly instilling confidence. Still, let's entertain Will Cain's take. He shows a 12-month Dow chart and points out that we're simply back to where we were a few months before Trump's presidency. In other words, we've lost years of gains. Wall Street isn't sugarcoating it either. The Economist called it a day of ruination, and betting markets are putting the odds of a recession at 50%. And what's the conservative media's fallback argument? Zoom out. Like, way out. One viral tweet notes the S&P 500 is only up 118% over 5 years instead of 135%, with the implication that everyone needs to calm down. Great, except most of those years were under Biden, not Trump. Oops. It gets worse. Right-wing influencer Benny Johnson jumped in with a Hall of Fame bad take. Losing money costs you nothing. Losing your character costs you everything. Thanks, Benny. Maybe next time your rent is due, try explaining that money is a social construct and see how that goes. Ironically, for a party obsessed with attacking the Clintons, they sure are channeling Bill's infamous, depends on what the meaning of the word is energy. Whether it's Will Cain debating what down means or Benny waxing philosophical about the Dutch crash of 1649, the goal seems to be muddying the waters just enough to avoid facing reality. And of course, the party line fallback, blame Joe Biden. Here's former Trump advisor Stephen Miller claiming the economy was catastrophic under Biden and perfect under Trump. Let's check that. Biden's administration added 16 million jobs, a record. Unemployment hit a 50-year low. The stock market soared. GDP growth led the industrialized world. Meanwhile, thanks to Trump's reckless trade war 2.0, massive tariffs that function as consumer taxes, we're now looking at a self-inflicted recession. These new tariffs cover everything from shoes and clothes to electronics and groceries. Prices were already high post-COVID, as they were globally. Now, they'll soar even higher. So, to recap, Republicans are defending a policy that tanks markets, raises consumer costs, and guts retirement accounts, all while insisting it's Biden who ruined the economy. You can't scream about egg prices one month and then act like destroying people's savings is no big deal the next. Unless, of course, you're so far up Trump's backside you can see daylight through his teeth. Which brings us to Liberation Day, Trump's self-congratulatory label for unleashing what may be one of the largest tax increases in modern American history via unilateral tariffs. The Dow plunged over 1,000 points, the S&P dropped more than 3%, and the Nasdaq fell nearly 4.5% in one day. Trade wars are not good. They're not easy to win. And imposing tariffs without a coherent plan is economic malpractice. Trump's trade policies rest on a fundamental misunderstanding of trade deficits, which are accounting quirks, not indicators of national failure. Remember when we had a big trade surplus? It was called the Great Depression. So no, this isn't just market noise. It's the predictable consequence of a terrible policy from a party that would be howling if a Democrat tried the same thing. At the end of the day, this isn't about policy. It's about loyalty. And right now, the GOP is showing us who they really stand by. Spoiler alert, it's not you. Let me know if you'd like this version trimmed down, made more formal, or tailored for a particular audience, newsletter, script, op-ed, etc.